think so.
Okay, there, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go live now, okay?
All right, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
It's good.
Just go.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you once again for joining me on this Monday afternoon. I know it's Monday. It's a little difficult, but we're gonna get through this. Again, thank you for joining me on the Orti. Remember, I'm live on YouTube, on Facebook. Go to MT Radio on YouTube. Subscribe. Subscribe so you can get more episodes and you could be updated and just comment whenever. I'm here live, so let me just get on here to see you guys, so I can see your guys' comments. I'll try to get to them. Whoever's viewing, whoever's checking me out. Yeah. All right. There we are. So, all right. So again, thank you. Thank you for joining me on the Orti, the intellectual circle. There's a lot of things that are going to go on for the future of the Orti. Like I said, I'm going to have a lot of interviews coming up. Next week, I'll have if God willing, I'll have a good acquaintance of mine who was incarcerated with me, a homie from Orange County. His name's Grumpy, but also with a keen mind and knowledge. And he also went through the struggle being incarcerated, but he also used his time in there valuable. He capitalized off the system. I had him for college. Real savvy. Probably the only person I met in my life in there who was into Wall Street, all the stocks and all that. Man, he was in tune to all that. So he got released probably like five years ago or 6 years ago, and now he's living his best life. I see him on Instagram. If you want, check him out. His handle on Instagram is grumps_inc. Like I said, he'll be here next week and he'll be talking about it. But he's living the life. He has his tattoo parlor. He does nice work, and he takes care of business. He's just living the life. So God willing, he'll be here next week and to talk a little bit about the ups and downs. I'm pretty sure he knows also the struggle when getting released and how strong-minded you need to be when you get released. When doors get closed in your face, when you get people downgrading you because of your history or whatnot. So we're gonna, he's gonna tap into all that. I'm sure he also, I think he was incarcerated for a while, a few years. So I know he came across self-help books, the ones I've been reading, the ones I read, the 48 Laws of Power. I'm pretty sure he read that one, The Art of War, The Secret, or autobiographies of just successful people. You know what I mean? So, and then we'll tap into that. We'll ask him, how's he doing, how he did it. Just positivity. Like I said, I reach out to a couple people also that are incarcerated, and they're always giving me, thanks that what I'm doing, and it's opening their eyes also, and that it's not too late. Even though we're in there, it's not too late, and there's opportunity in there. There's opportunity everywhere. It's your mind, how you use your mind. You know what I mean? They could incarcerate you. They can put your body wherever, but your mind, you can escape from everything. So yeah. So God willing, he'll be here next week. Talk to him, interview him, and just and then we'll probably chat and I'll ask him how he got into, the Wall Street, because I'm telling you, he was probably the only person I know who gets into the Wall Street. He'll be the one with the newspaper, all that stock. I'm like, what is that? But hey, he knew, he was savvy at it, and I think he was making profit off it too. So we'll tap into all that. We'll ask him all that. So a lot of good things coming, and like I said, I'll have also a criminal lawyer here, who will talk, interview him, ask him or her about our rights, our good rights, what we have, fundamental rights, things that will help us in the future if us or a loved one ever gets in that situation. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming with the Orti. So thank you again for joining me. But not only me, also on MT Radio, there's a lot of other podcasters with, just good stories, good interviews, good information. Just like I said last week, I got into I guess what was it where I think it was Moni talking about what gender's more faithful, male or female, and that's an interesting topic. That's an interesting topic, yeah, I have Leslie right here. She flexed on me saying that the females are, but I don't know. Maybe 20 years back, I would have believed it. I would have. Yeah, the males are. No, the females are more faithful back 20 years, but now it's wild now. If I don't know, if the ones that are still out there at the casinos and bars or whatever clubs, it's wild now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So that was a good, interesting interview right there, and so there's a lot. There's so much information. Just subscribe to MT Radio, and find your niche right there. So yeah, I want to thank everybody again on MT Radio for opening this opportunity for me. I always got to give credit to them, because this is a blessing, a door that opened for me, especially me, And like I said, I'm always going to praise this, and I'm always going to talk about it, because I think it's very important when an opportunity opens up, no matter if it's positive, it's going to be positive. Don't worry about, I don't know what I'm going to say or I'm going to do once this door opens. Just if it feels right and it's positive, just go for it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Life is short. I always been a straight believer in I'd rather go on in life trying and failing than going on in life thinking, oh, what if, so just door opens, just go for it, so yeah. Man, June already. Jeez, already it's already the 10th of June, man. It's just flying. When I was incarcerated, like, I thought it was going fast, the years, and I remember people would come in and they'll tell me, like, oh, if you think it's fast in here, wait till you get out. And I didn't believe it. Or maybe because I wanted to go fast when I was in there, because, who don't? You just want to get out, get released. But, yeah, it's true. Like, man, we're already in June, like June 10th. Like, it's just flying. And life is short, I know that's a, kind of typical thing to say, or cheesy thing to say, that life is short, but it's true. You gotta take advantage of every day. Every day, live it to the fullest, 100. Because tomorrow, I want to quote something from the Bible. Tomorrow's never promised. So live it up, man. It's good. It's good. Also, like, saving money and whatnot. Yeah, of course, but what is it good for if you could be gone tomorrow, and And going back into the Bible, those that know the Bible, because like I said, I read a lot of books, a lot of self-help books, and I read the Bible, and the Bible is real strong and positive, and and good information, and like the book of Samuel, how you know, like he was the most wisest person in the world, and he just talked in Ecclesiastics, I think he just talked about how it's useless to save money. It's for what if he's gonna pass away and it's gonna go to someone else. You know what I mean? So why is it good working all hard for somebody that's gonna take over your riches? So pretty much saying like live right, as we live, like in the moment. Yeah, don't be careless, of course. Don't be careless about your bills and whatnot. Don't be careless. Do it. Also save and make sure your bills are correct. But just live it up. Yeah, but so yeah, last week, like I said, the Orti is all about self-help books. I always talk about positive books that helped me and now, and they're still helping me. When I was incarcerated, they helped me a lot. And last week, those that listen, I talked about the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, and there's so much information that you can't just talk about it in one episode. So I'm just gonna talk a lot about you know and pretty much qualities and behaviors us as in our normal day life we're experiencing. You know what I mean? We got like betrayal, love, um, appearances, all that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be talking about because when I got off, a lot of people were last week when I was off, I got a lot of DMs talking about, well, does the book talk about betrayal? Does it talk about appearances? Or love? Because I was just talking about strategic. So, but it talks a lot about love, and probably you guys ain't gonna want to hear like what he says about love and honesty and whatnot, because we always see love and honesty as pure. But if it was, there wouldn't be no betrayal in the world, or we wouldn't never felt betrayed before. So I'm gonna talk about those behaviors in our life. And the first one I'm gonna go into is let's go into betrayal. How yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah. Hey, pero it's the real, Leslie. It's the real. Betrayal is real. And you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to hear it, pero es la verdad. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, Leslie's here. She's taking over the wheel. She's taking over the wheels, the steel, the conducting. Yeah. So she's doing a great job. She got the sound effects going. So yeah, but I don't know. I don't think she's gonna want to hear the realness about life out there, but we'll see. Yeah. So like I said, we're gonna go with betrayal first. So let's see. I wrote my notes because I want to make sure you guys, I don't say nothing that's gonna offend, or it might offend either way. But hey, I'm gonna just be straight out what I know, and let's see what goes on after that. So yeah. So this book, like to some people, the notion of consciously playing power games is, people might see it like evil, or of the past, you know, people might see it like that. Like when you read this book, people might say like, damn, that's evil, like things that how he thinks. But don't be fooled. Like those people that are saying that, they're the main ones playing the game. You know, they're the main ones playing it. You know, they're telling you it's evil, but in the back of their mind, they're playing the game. So don't be fooled by those people that tell you, oh yeah, no, that can't happen. Oh, that's just, you know, somebody's opinion or theory. No, you know why? Because that person is he's updated. He's probably the most adept person playing the game. You know what I mean? So, you know, when people tell you stuff like that, just, you know, they're in tune. You know, like I said, it's all a game out there. Everybody has a motive. You know, so and some okay, so betrayal. So I'm gonna talk about betrayal. So let's start with it. We all been there. You know, it's ugly, um, and it's funny because it's usually don't come from the enemy. Betrayal don't usually come from the enemy. You know, because we know when who our enemy is. You know, we know who it is, so we're gonna be conscious of that person. Betrayal is gonna come from a beautiful smile. You know, from a, you know, someone close to us. That's where betrayal comes. You know, there's a quote that I always that I always remembered about betrayal. It says God protect me from my friends. I could protect myself from enemies. You know what I mean? So it's just saying like, God protect me from my friends, because we don't know our real friends' intentions. You know, so betrayal, like I said, it comes from a beautiful smile, someone close. Um, yeah, so just know who. It's good to study a person. You know, when you go to the store and you buy an item, you gotta do your little homework on it. You gotta study on it. You gotta make sure that item is good quality. You know, it's the same thing with a person. You know, a person that comes into your life. You're gonna have to do your, you know, study them, study that person, because if you're gonna invest in that person, you know, you gotta do your homework on that person. You know, because you don't know their intentions. You know, like I said, it's, you know, it's hard for some people to think that, oh, it's, like I said, it might be ugly, it might evil to. It's a game out there, though. You know, there's some people that are just have a motive for you. You know, to come up on you in some way, and that's when betrayal comes in. You know, so don't. So that's betrayal. Don't. It comes from a beautiful smile. You know, so just be wary. Just be wary. You know. You know, and so, and the next one we're gonna talk about, so betrayal. So let's go to honesty. You know, is honesty really a good policy? You know how people say. You know, is it really like, you know? But if you look at it like how Robert Greene talks about it, honesty is really a person trying to tell you that he's a good person, that he of good character. So he's really just, you know, being persuasive towards you. You know what I mean? With his so-called honesty, he or she. You know what I mean? So honesty is it's a game tactic. It's a law. You know, it's a game tactic. I mean, everybody experienced it. You know what I mean? Like in a relationship, oh yeah, I'm honest. You know, I'm honest, but and then they find out they're not. You know what I mean? So why did they say honest? Because they're playing the game. You know, they're playing the game. They wanna persuade you as something that it's not. You know, So, honesty, so that's why this book talks about all these all these behaviors, all these um, qualities out there and characteristics out there in life that we encounter, you know, and people don't like to see it, don't like to see the real. Um, I mean, we all want to see a person that's decent and fair and loving, but you know, we gotta think that there's something else behind that. You know what I mean? There's something else. There's a motive. And the more you know, and the better you'll be wary and conscious. So just be prepared. Just be wary of don't be fooled. Also, don't be fooled by just because of honesty or any kind of like humble or good character. You got to be wary of it. Um, so hey, if you hear a little people out there, that's that's the owner out there. So we can't say nothing. That Lily, the owner. Yeah. Nah, it's all right. Yeah. So yeah, don't worry, it's all good. But so where were we at? Okay. Hey, it's Monday, so let's get it started. I had a long weekend lately. I was out of town. I was out of town. Chingada. So, but we're getting it. So, all right, let's get back to it. So, I think the most important of these skills of power and foundation is the ability to master your emotions. Uh, an emotional response, like a fast emotional response, it's like a, it's a default. It's a flaw, because you show emotion real quick, like you already showed all your cards, you know what I mean, on the table. So people are gonna be, they already know what your intents. You don't, so you gotta keep your emotions aligned, regardless regardless wherever you're at, whatever you do, and whenever you purchase something, especially like I use this example a couple times about when I went to a car dealership, and a salesman sees your expression. They already know, they for some reason they already know. They studied you already. They already know what to say to get for you to sign for the car. So that's emotion. You gotta learn how to control your emotions in this life. You have to. You show it. You show all your cards. So yeah. So practice emotions. They cloud reasons. And if emotions cloud reasons, and if you cannot see the situation clearly, you cannot prepare for it. So emotions, you gotta learn how to just keep them aligned. And then there's anger also. Anger is the most destructive emotional response you could have. Because a lot of people, I mean, not me, I did a lot of, dumb acts by anger. We say a lot of stuff, a lot of things we don't mean when we're angry. So anger is destructive. And like I said, it clouds your vision. You act rationally. You do things you're not supposed to. So you gotta learn how to control your emotions. And this book and the 48 Laws of Power, it shows you how to contain them. At least not how to contain them. At least the difference. About the difference, the characteristics, the emotions, and that's to know is it's good, better than not knowing, like, okay, if life is a game, you know what I mean, like how Robert Greene says it, everything out there is a game. Okay, if it is, ain't it better to be an artist at it rather than a denier? You know what I mean? So it's better at least to know. It's better at least to know than just not knowing about it. So you could, like I said, read it, and maybe it won't affect you at that time, but I promise you, in the future, it's just gonna kick in. Oh, I read about this. Oh, um, I know a little. Oh, I know a little bit about this. So, it's like I said, if life is a game, it's better to be an artist at it rather than a denier. You know what I mean? And then so emotions, you gotta, like I said, you gotta know how to control them. Anger is the most destructive emotion response. It's gonna cloud your vision, and I know this one is gonna be difficult for people to hear or swallow. But this emotion is probably the most potentially destructive one, and that's love and affection. Love and affection. Like I said, potentially though could be destructive. Because we get blind by love, we get blind by affection. And you know what I mean. And okay, so love, you can't avoid those. Love and affection, you can't avoid them. They're part of our emotions, they're part of our behaviors, they're part of our characteristics. So it's a natural response. It is. But it's good to know who, like I said, study that person, study whatever that love is coming from. Because it's sad to say, but some use love as a weapon, as an advantage, affection as an advantage. It's, like I said, a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. We've been all heartbroken at one time. So, I mean, how were we heartbroken? Because we were taken advantage by a close one that we thought was love, right? So, I mean, it's true. So, but like I said, it's potentially, love and affection is potentially, you know what I mean? I ain't saying there ain't no love out there, because I see, there's people in love right now, I mean, and they're still successful, but, it's good to be wary though. It's good to be wary on those that are still out there searching for love, or think they're in love, or it's good to be wary about those characteristics. And I'm pretty sure you guys, whoever's been heartbroken, to go back and learn from those experiences. Don't repeat the mistakes. And in his book, he talks about you gotta be like, what's his name? You gotta be like, okay, right here. You gotta be like Janus. So Janus, he says Janus was he was a double-faced Roman dietary. He was like a keeper of the gates. So Janus was a two-face. He had two faces. So it was pretty much one face. One face looked at the future. So nothing should catch you by surprise. One face looked forward. 2 steps forward, and then the other face that was back, it looked back. It constantly looked back at the past, but not to remember. I mean, not to to flourish in it or to dabble in it. No, it constantly look back at the past to not repeat those mistakes. You gotta learn from those mistakes. So yeah, he talks about that's how you gotta approach life. That's how you gotta approach people. You gotta be like the Roman deity named Janus, who had two faces. One looks for the future and one looks at the past. So nothing can surprise you. No movement, no act can't surprise you. Yeah. I know it's a lot of information, a lot of strategic kind of behavior, but it worked for me, and I see it. I experienced it. Um, I witnessed it in some people, making mistakes. And when I read this book, it's just, I remember some situations like, wow, if I would have read this book, or I would have known this law, I would have not fell to the downfalls of the game out there, of people's motives, or other kind of flaws that are out there in life. So I mean, it didn't sell 12 million for nothing. I mean, he sold 12 million books, and it saw a lot of artists, a lot of celebrities and successful people talk about the book, because it's a game changer, in life, and how to approach life, how to approach situations, choose your friends. Also, even if a friend ain't really a friend, like, it doesn't mean just get rid of them. You could also just, when you're so in tune with the game, you could be with a so-called friend, but you could just still just keep your emotions intact. You know what I mean? And like I say, keep your enemies closer. So that goes with it. So if you're in tune, you're wary of everything, of friends, of situations and whatnot. So yeah, man, read this book. It's the 40 Laws of Power. It's really good. So have you read it, Leslie? No? Oh, you don't read self-help books? See? Yeah. So yeah, it's a good book. Oh, she recommended me a book earlier, and I'm gonna have to get into that one. It's about leadership and whatnot. Cause I mean, anything self-help, positive. That's what the Orti. If you guys know, that's what the Orti is all about. It's just going forward. Oh, so I see a couple. Oh, you see the homie right here. A couple people. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully this information is helping you guys out. You guys absorbing and subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm talking about the laws of power and how to go. The emotions in it. We talked about betrayal already. Don't be fooled by a beautiful smile, because that's where the betrayal comes from. A beautiful smile, not from my enemy, because when the enemy's coming. So like I said, like in betrayal, do your homework. Just like when you buy an item, do your homework on it, study it, because you're gonna invest in the item. Why not do the same for a person? Invest, do your homework, because you're gonna invest in that person, and make sure his or her motives are pure, and we talked about emotions, how they cloud reason, and if anger especially, they cloud your vision, and you're not going to be able to see clearly. You're going to react fast. We talked about love and affection, how it could be potentially destructive, and it can, if you don't study that, whatever you're in love with, if you don't study that thing you're in love with, well, it's gonna be destructive. Everybody knows about heartbreak, so yeah, so it talks about love, and it talks about how being like Janus, the Roman dietary gatekeeper. So, one face looks forward for the future and one to the back for the past, just to learn, not to repeat it. You got to keep, examining your past, make sure you don't repeat it, you know. Okay, and then there's also, so that's a little summary of what we've been talking about. Now we're going to get into um, appearances. Appearances also can be deceiving also. A smile, a wink, et cetera, et cetera. Those are also um, those are also part of a deceiving tactic. Also, appearances. Don't be fooled also with appearances. Someone could be smiling, but they could be, could be something behind that smile. I talk about it on one of my characters right here in my books right here, about how with the guy, and she thought it was love, and she was mesmerized by his smile, his charm, his affection, everything. So she thought it was love, and you know what? I think it was on this one. Her name was Amari. Yeah, she thought she was in love, and he was the perfect guy. Smiling, everything, said the right words, and finally she let go and gave up her innocence to him. And then like 2 days later, she's in school and um, she sees this guy giving the same smile, the same look, talking to another female. So like I said, appearances are smiles are perfect smiles are really not perfect smiles. They're just advantages. You know, it's just like when you go buy something, or I was at the mall and when you go, I went by the colognes because I thought I wanted a cologne. Man, and I got approached by 3 sales ladies, and they're smiling. Oh, this one will smell good on you, but they're just going for the sale. They ain't, they could care less how it smells on you or how you use it. They're just going for the sale. And they're smiling and all that. When you purchase anything, pretty much anything big, and they're playing the game. So appearances, don't be fooled by appearances. It's the same thing as a smile. You know. So yeah. So all right, and now we're gonna get into also. Like I said, I wrote down the notes because I don't want to. I'm gonna make sure I want to get things clearly to you guys. So, and now there's patience too. Patience is also a good emotional. It's like a good shield for us. It's a great weapon. Patience is a good weapon. It protects you from making rash decisions, making just all of a sudden decisions. You think about things. Patience is good. And that's what this book talks about. Patience, how if you master it. I needed patience when I was incarcerated. So that's where you need major patience. And I exercised it. Because if you're impatient in there, it can drive you crazy, even out here. Impatient is a weakness. You'll do things. You'll start acting rationally. But a person who's patient, he just focus. He stands back. He evaluates the situation. So so it talks about patience being a good weapon. And it's true. Like I said, when I was incarcerated, I needed a lot of patience. It's it's a place where it can, if you're impatient, it can drive you mad, or it can make you stressful, um, depressed. Just it's just a flaw in there, you know. So I had to exercise patience, and you know, I give a lot of credit to you know, like these self-help books. You know, they help me out a lot on patience, you know, and yeah. So that's what it talks about, uh, being patient, and also never waste valuable time. Never waste valuable time or mental peace of mind on the affairs of others. I talked about this last time. I think last episode about avoiding the unlucky and the unhappy. You know, I talked about it to avoid them, because that's like your, like misery loves company. So that's what it's saying. Like, you know, don't worry about the affairs of others. You know, that's a high price to pay. You know, because you know, all you're doing is gossiping. You know, there ain't no need for all that. You know, you don't have to dabble in that. There, you know, you're gonna, whatever you say is gonna come back to you. You know what I mean? When you, I heard this saying, when you point one finger, there's like five fingers pointing back at you. So, you know, you know, like I said, that's what it says. Never waste valuable time and energy or peace of mind on other people's affairs. You know, worry about yourself. You know, power is a social game. You know, you must develop the ability to study and understand people. You know what I mean? This right here, you know, it's, you know, power is a social game out there. Everybody's doing it. Like I say, you just don't see it because you never like opened your eyes to it. We've been blind to it, and that's all right. You know what I mean? Like, I was blind to it too until I started reading and started like studying and understanding the environment, the situation, the people. You know, that's when I started getting in tune. You know, behaviors are the same. You know, there ain't that many. You know, you kind of already know. You know, in walks of life and people that you already met, you already know kind of the characteristics that what's gonna be bad and what's gonna be good. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. It's all game out there. It's all power. You know, like I said, people might say it's evil or something of the past, but don't be fooled, man. Those are the main ones playing the game. You know, they're the ones already adapt to the game. You know, so yeah, like I mentioned, there's several laws in here that might not directly pertain to you, but I know in life, well, in the future, it's gonna click. It's gonna hit you. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, I remember that, and then it's gonna keep you wary and conscious. You know, yeah. So yeah, like I said, this book, it taught me a lot about behaviors and how people adapt their actions, and you got to be in tune to all that. You know, it's a mental game out there. Life is real, but it doesn't mean to be paranoid. Like, it doesn't mean to be paranoid, or everybody that comes in your path to not, you know, be paranoid about that person. And naturally, this, once you read it, you just naturally, you know what I mean? You'll just adapt more easily. You'll be more in keen with that person's behaviors and whatnot, you know? So it's really good. So yeah, the 48 Laws of Power, there's so much information on it. I just wanted to, like I said, I got a lot of people asking me what is it more about. Did it talk about love and affection? Did it talk about betrayal? And like, people wanted to know more. If it was just all about strategic. No, but it's all about, yeah, and that's why I wanted to break it down. The behaviors, the betrayal, the love, the appearances, because it talks about all that, and I hope I hope Robert Greene is hearing me. I already been talking about his book for a while, so hopefully he's hearing me, man. Robert Greene, man. I hope should tag him or something, you know. Tag him, man. I'm representing this book really good, man. I should get some kind of funds for that shit. So hey, Robert Greene, if you hear me, man, look, I seen you on YouTube. I'm on YouTube too, MT Radio. I'm talking about your book, nothing but positive, huh?
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, Robert Greene, man. Hey, anybody that knows Robert Greene, man. I'm probably sold him a few books already. So hey, man, all I want is come holler, whenever. But yeah, it's a good book. I ain't gonna lie, it's a good investment that I did getting this book, and so that's, yeah. So like I said, I'll be reading more books, more positive, because that's what it's all about. This Orti, it's all about positivity. That's all I'm giving, nothing but positivity, and if about life. I came across a lot of characters. Like I said, I was incarcerated, so I came a lot of ugly, beautiful, but also scary characters also in there. So I learned how to adapt to those behaviors. In there, you got to know how to adapt. Like that's why I say. We all want to treat everybody equally. That's like, a lot of people say that. Oh, I want to treat somebody equal. But you can't, because people have different. They're different. Each people has a different quality behavior. So you can't have that mindset. Oh, I'm gonna treat that person equally, or you can't. Because everybody's different. So you gotta, like there's this saying. I'm gonna move the way you move. And that's how you gotta be. Like the game of chess. You know what I mean? You gotta, the way you move, I'm gonna move. That's how you gotta be. And don't be blind to those behaviors. And you just be in tune by it. So yeah, I'll be talking more about this book, because like I said, it's just so much information. And also other books also. And like I said, next week I'll have a interview with, like I said, Grumps. He's from Orange County. He's, we're gonna tap into his head and how he got successful out here. How's he doing? How he did it? Because like I said, I know how it is out here. It's very hard. It's very difficult. If you ain't got no support, if you ain't got no grind, no hustle, if you ain't got no, you ain't gonna make it out here. And it's easy to return back to the streets. What we know, what's easy, and what the streets are. Those doors are always open for us. You know what I mean? They're always open. They're never closed on us. You know what I mean? So that's why it's easy to return, to something we know. And those doors are open, those arms are open wide, but you can't be like that. You know what I mean? You gotta be strong. So yeah, he's a good homie. So hopefully he'll be here next week, and we'll tap into him. And also, like I said, I got that criminal, also the criminal lawyer, a marriage counselor también. So yeah, marriage counselor. Well, she's marriage counselor / sex therapist. That's you know what I mean. So there's this what is this, las diablas what is it? Las diablas y
Tan santa y-
yeah, ni tan santa ni tan diabla. That's a new show here. You know what I mean? And well, I don't know if you guys have heard it yet, man. You guys should check that out for reals. It's like it's very deep, you know, and they're talking about real, you know, the real stuff that's going on out there, and that's what I'm just trying to do too. Just talk to you guys, try to give out information, good knowledge that helped me, that is still helping me right now. You know, that's what the Orti is all about, the intellectual circle. It's all about good information. Um, you know, you guys feed me, I'll feed you guys, you know what I mean? So I read your guys' comments, everything, you know. Thank you for the views, even after, even not even live. If you guys watch it later, hopefully watch it on YouTube. That's where it really like counts, you know. YouTube really counts. So keep watching me, you know, and I'm gonna keep trying to send. Hopefully I just hit a couple people, that's all. You know, that's good enough for me. Like I said, when I receive a DM from someone incarcerated, you know, hey, you know, you're doing a good job, that's good enough for me, you know. That's perfect. You know, that's already I already did my job, you know, one person. Comments are open. I'll get back everybody who's watching, who's commenting. I'll also be, hopefully I could get in more into my books. I know a lot of people have been asking about, you know, more into my books, like the characters, the story, and I'm trying to think how I could implement it, like maybe read a little bit of it, you know, and maybe, you know, just more into it. So as we go, we'll grow here, you know. But yeah, my time's almost up, so I'm gonna thank you guys again for this, for joining me, and later on for, you know, watching me later. It's always gonna be on YouTube. Thank you for that, and I appreciate it. Send me comments, like, share. I hope you guys got a little knowledge of what's really going on out there, you know, of the emotions, you know, the betrayals, the appearances, you know, the love, affection, you know what I mean? Hopefully you guys got a little knowledge of it. You know, I know it's the ugly. I'm showing you guys kind of the ugliness of it, but it's the truth. You know, we can't. Like I said, we all felt betrayed. We all felt heartbreak. We all felt lied to, deceived. You know, so you know, it's the ugly part. You know, and I'm just pretty much just trying to educate you on how to study, how to be in tune and conscious about these behaviors that we think they're humble, we think they're noble, we think they're pretty, we think they're beautiful, but there's always an ugly side. There's always an ugly side, always. And I'm just trying to show you the ugly side of it, but also be prepared. Just be wary, you know, cautious. That's it. You know, like I said, don't get me wrong, like I said, love and affection is beautiful. You know, there's real love and affection out there. So I'm just saying, potentially, it could be destructive. You know, so, you know. So thank you again for joining me. Be here again Monday, 3 p.m. Don't miss it. Hopefully I don't got a long weekend. Hopefully I don't get a long weekend that weekend, and I'll be back in tune. But like I said, just hopefully I touch a couple people and you guys got a little information from me, even if it's a little bit. And I always say this: 2 people could watch me, and one could say bullshit. Yeah, he's bullshitting, but one could accept it and you know, be better in life. You know, I did when somebody would talk to me, when somebody would speak to me real knowledge. You know, I always absorb real knowledge. You know, you can't be closed-minded. You can't be prideful. You accept good knowledge, constructive criticism. It's accept it and walk with it. So thank you again, and appreciate you guys listening, watching me, and I'll see you guys Monday, God willing, and we'll have another good Orti. It's gonna be good. So from here on out, it's gonna be real good. Just stick with me, and nothing but good stuff coming. So appreciate you guys. Much love. Be safe, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Peace.